This is of Los Santos. Today has been a nightmare to say the least after the outbreak. Let's cut this intro short and please tune in to the following press conference.
You're not getting one of the fire calendars now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and know that everybody is probably confused and, a little bit scared of what happened. So I'm going to hand over to Justice Chen Li here, who's, going to give you a little bit of insight, and we'll get some insight from LSFD and the military as well to hopefully clear any confusions up.
Okay. Hi. Oh, I need to probably speak into the mic here. Okay, hold on. Hello everyone. So some crazy stuff happened today. To explain what's going on is basically there was an infection that was given by, I don't. What animal was it again?
It was. You want me to take over?
Yeah, I don't know.
Justice. Okay. All right. So the the mad cow variant that started the initial infection prior to this one had mutated and jumped to be able to infect humans. So we took samples of the original infection, and while the military's cure did deal with the initial outbreak, the labs are working on getting one that will stop any sort of infection in the future. So that way we are sure not to have something like this happen again.
Okay. And well, we found cure that we're going to synthesize, but the temporary cure was created by what I'm guessing was scientists at the Humane Labs pharmaceutical company, because that's where I woke up. So, you know, we're going to be working closely with the Doctor Blue Hair guy here to synthesize our own cure and make sure that it's 100% safe for humans. We worked closely with this military man here, Captain. What's your name?
Samuel Bates.
Captain Samuel Bates. He was the one who helped disperse the cure, and this other guy up here, Sam's Marshall. They weren't around. It's okay. They did their job. Let's see. Military man, do you have anything else you want to say to the public?
No.
Well, okay.
You want to give them a status update?
Oh yeah, right. So if any weapons were taken from police officers, etc., we did not authorize that in any form, and we expect them to be returned immediately. If they are returned, there will be no consequence as long as they're done so immediately.
Yeah, the Department of Justice will give 24 hours, and then will authorize a raid on every property in the state to retrieve them. Nice and easy.
We'll also be patrolling the city, helping out in the transition coming out from this terrible situation.
Bates. Thank you, Bates.
If you do happen to see somebody that is exhibiting signs, they look like they're staggering, they have trouble speaking, they look highly damaged, some of them might have a mist-like substance emanating from their body, do not approach them. Call the authorities immediately. Keep anybody else you see away from them. The quicker we can, if there is any out there still, the quicker that we can contain them, the quicker we can keep the public safe.
Yeah. So what he said: be safe. Speak out when you see somebody like this in those symptoms, and Fudge, over to you, sir.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. I guess we can give the press some questions if they have anything to ask.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll start first here.
Can you speak up a little
bit louder? Yep,
yeah.
Perfect. So when interviewing civilians, one of the primary concerns they had was why wasn't the public notified when it seemed like this could be a potential threat? Many spoken to felt that they were unaware until seeing bleats on the situation or seeing the zombies firsthand.
To answer that, because that was the first member of the DOJ, second member of DOJ on scene, once an outbreak, or not an outbreak, once the original um, outbreak did start, we did alert the public right away. I did it myself multiple times through both our emergency stations that was given to the emergency response individuals, as well as on the public social media forum Bleater, which is highly accessible between everybody in the city. Um, and it was bleated approximately 4 times within a minute. So plenty of time for them to have seen the announcement there as well.
Yeah, and as soon as I was made aware of the situation, I enacted the Apocalyptic Disasters Act. It was the instant decision. There wasn't even really any thought behind it. If this was happening, then we have to put something in place. I think we carried out everything to the best of our ability. I think we were extremely quick at reacting. But I imagine in the chaos, a lot of people are maybe getting miscommunications or, misinformation. So I think it's just chaotic, and it's definitely something that we can analyze and look at how we can make things smoother. Should this ever happen again, although I hold strong hope that it won't.
I would like to report, though, due to his quick actions, there were 0 fatalities from this incident. There were some injuries, obviously, but nobody was actually killed in this incident. So, due to their quick actions, the EMS team at LSFD was able to treat those who did come in with injuries, and we're proud to report that due to the quick actions, nobody was fatally injured.
Thank you so much for your comments. My second question is, many civilians feel that law enforcement in general could have done more. It felt like that communication could have been a little bit clearer in the case, maybe airdropped ammo or such. I understand everything came pretty quick, but that was just the opinions of many that I interviewed. What is your opinion on the matter that maybe law enforcement could have done a little bit more to help the public?
So, our great state has what's called the Second Amendment, which gives the ability for all persons who can legally own a firearm to own a firearm, which means then enhanced they can supply the weapons for the protection. The state doesn't have enough weapons to arm every single civilian out there for their protection. The key to the things that went on was to get civilians to a centralized location, which they did that successfully up north. But by the time with this rapidly spreading, the virus was maximum spread at about 15 minutes, which wouldn't have given emergency response much time to fully immobilize unless we were able to get everybody into an air station, which, from my recollection, we don't have that big of an air station. Only one large blimp within the state. Um, so the ability to arm themselves, everybody has the ability to do such. We don't even have enough ammo really to give to all the civilians during an event like this. So I would urge everyone who can legally own a weapon to protect themselves and make sure they're always stocked up and ready for something could go on.
Okay, and how similar is this situation to the one that occurred a few months ago? If some members remember that outbreak, is this virus any at all similar?
It was a variant of that virus. We're calling it Delta Mad Cow, where the first one was just a Mad Cow variant. It mutated and was, unfortunately, the vaccinations we had for the last Mad Cow were ineffective. So anybody who had those vaccinations, the Delta variant just kind of chewed through it and was able to infect everybody else. But we, like was stated earlier, we do have samples now, and we are going to work on a new vaccination to stop the Delta variant. Pardon me, Delta variant from rearing its head again.
Thank you. So the last question and last concern the public seemed to have during these interviews is that about the protocol. They felt that maybe there should be more of an established protocol to the first outbreak. Do you think there might be one going forward in case an event like this happens again? You mentioned a designated safe area, maybe making the public aware of that area in a future and ahead of time, so that everyone kind of understands what there is to do. And we can always put together a PS as well. What's your opinion on a protocol being put in place in regards?
A standard protocol should always be inside your homes. At that point, lock your doors, stay with your family, keep them safe. And then from there, you await orders from the national broadcast system of what to do. Because if we set one single location as a protected location for an event like this, if it gets overrun, everybody goes to a location that is not safe. So the proper protocol is to barricade yourself inside your home, protect yourself. Once an announcement through the national emergency station has been made, then follow accordingly. Everybody should make sure they have enough food, water, and supplies inside their home at all times, just in case an event like this was to happen again. It's going to be Dr. Lemley's job to ensure that it doesn't.
Perfect. And my last question is, in general, should the public be nervous at all about maybe the potential of lingering any individuals maybe have not gotten the vaccine exposure to it?
The vaccine, in the military can correct me if I'm wrong, but the vaccine was put in an aerosol form, which will linger in the area for approximately 3 days. So there's a little likely chance that anyone could still have this uh, infection. But as we have said, if you see anybody that seems to be exhibiting the signs that Dr. Lemley stated, report it immediately and effective action will be taken.
Perfect. At this time, I would like to open up any further questions to my team. That's it all for me, though. Tim, do you have
Sir,
any questions?
Tim with Weazel News. Just a few questions, if that's fine with you.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Sir, would you like to say anything about any the accused allegations of military and/or state involvement in the creation of the new variant?
I think no matter
I
what
can actually
happens,
handle this one.
yeah, go for me.
The original patient from that was infected with this was actually determined to be found mentally unfit. He was put in a localized, enclosed environment, and he was kept under constant surveillance. Now, as far as the military or government having any sort of hand in this, once the I mean, once that patient went deceased, that means that the military would have known and would have showed up immediately. It took Justice Lee over here contacting the military for them to come in and intervene. So they had no knowledge of this situation whatsoever. And I could tell you from we have mental records and physical patient records from the initial infected patient that shows that he was showing signs of instability. So we did keep him locked away. So the local, state, and military did everything in their power to keep this person under strict quarantine. Just so happens the patients seem to have some abilities that we can't quite explain at the moment, and kind of melted through a body bag. But regardless, I can assure you the military had no idea because they had to be called to show up. As far as the government, myself, and the rest of the doctors, like I said, we have examined the patient on multiple occasions because of his mental instability, and he was put under a strict quarantine. So everything was followed by protocol. And if the military had any hand in it, it would be a surprise to any of us. But like I said, they had to be called to show up.
Yes, sir. So a follow-on question on that, there are also allegations of humane labs having something to do with this infection. If they did have anything to do, will anything be done to reprimand the infamous facility?
if any information is leading to any involvement of any persons, it will be investigated promptly by the Department of Justice. But the Department of Justice at this time has not received any allegations or actual evidence of such. So until that evidence is brought to us, we are not able to investigate said allegations.
Yes, sir. Also, what precautions are being put in place to prevent such events to transpire again?
Dr. Lindley?
Well, we have. I am now currently revising our SOPs on biohazardous materials and biohazard transportation. We are going to look at a facility further north that is further away from the city. That way, if we do happen to have any sort of biohazardous materials or infectious materials, they can be dealt with as far away from the public as possible. This way, we ensure the safety of the city and anybody who comes to visit our fair city.
One final question, sirs. Uh, is there any side effects of the cure? And if there is, what will be done to relieve the citizens of Los Santos of these side effects?
So actually, there's one side effect that is seemingly not really an effect of the cure, but more an effect of the virus. When administering the cure in combination with the virus, it results in superhuman healing abilities temporarily, about 10 minutes. This also is what contributed to the no death rate. Individuals that were treated also healed substantially quickly. Other than that, we do not have any confirmed side effects, like negative side effects.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. That's all the questions I had today.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming down, and a huge thank you to all law enforcement, medical personnel, the military, Department of Justice, and anybody who, tried to help people. It was not a day that anybody expected, but it's good to see that we are out the other end and we are all safe and sound. So yeah, thanks for coming and have a nice day.